So you were saying that you think that you think that a contract with the state, a marital contract, a marriage contract, once you go and sign and everything, I ain't talking about the ceremony or the the spiritual contract with God. I'm talking about the contract with the state or the city or wherever you at, right? You think that that is also binding in heaven?
Yes.
And why? Why do you think that?
Because for one, the Bible tells us to abide of the law of the land. So the land that we live in the United States says is binding among each other that we are one flesh, right?
The contract,
The
yeah.
contract. And then the Bible says once you are coming together, you're no longer two, you are one. So yes, I believe that God honors that.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that at all. I wanted to ask that before we got started real quick. Because Cardi B's album just dropped, Am Out of Drama. And but that ain't the only thing, the Grammy Award winning rapper uh, just announced that she's expecting a baby
Hmm.
with NFL star Stefon Diggs, and revealed that has been met the revelation has been met with cheers and congratulations.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, boxing champion Claressa Shields has been making headlines for a very different reason. She's in a relationship with rapper Papoose, who isn't officially divorced from Remy Ma yet. And the internet hasn't been so kind about that. You see? And in this podcast, I wanted to dive into both situations, examining Cardi's news being celebrated and the fact that Clarissa then got so much backlash from it. Because we genuinely, we both like Cardi, right?
Hmm.
Uh, but we want to stay objective and, let's just set the stage. Clarissa Shields and Papoose relationship stirred debate due to his not yet finalized divorce
Hmm.
from Remy Ma. We spoke about this several times. Straight up, just to ask a few questions about what you think about not just a situation, but these situations, period, because they happen in everyday life. This is a normal thing. We ain't divorced, but I'm busting down Cheryl or whatever. Uh, why do you think people cheer for Cardi B's pregnancy with Stefon Diggs, but criticize Clarissa Shields for dating Papoose before his divorce is final? Is this a double standard, or are the situations completely different?
I don't think the situations are different. I think, nor do I think people are really cheering on Cardi. I think Cardi's is more acceptable because Cardi is more known. She's more popular. She's been in the forefront. We've been knowing about her. She had her own thing going. Not to say that Carissa didn't have her own thing going because, we know she was this champion, but nobody really knew her. I came about knowing her from her dating a married man, Papoose. You see what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. Like I know she got the Olympic, gold medal for boxing, but I knew nothing about that. I didn't know nothing about this woman until Remy Ma said, "Hey, Papoose is cheating with this girl over here." I'm just being honest with when
When
all
she
that
had
stuff
was already cheating
which
clearly
which Remy
with
was
several
already
different
cheating,
people.
but I'm saying I didn't know anything about Clarissa,
Yeah.
and I think people are more acceptable to Cardi because again we know more about Cardi. When we found out, a lot of people were like me, didn't know much about Clarissa, and then when we found out about you, you were dating this man who was known to be an icon for Black love in our community, and they're married. So a lot of people didn't know that Remy had been cheating, so they're confused on that situation. And then not only that, you're arrogant about it. You want to have a baby. It looked like you were turning and throwing shade at the wife, and people are like, girl, we don't even know you. Sit down somewhere. He made you who you
I
are.
looked at it like she wasn't even thinking about the wife. But I'm
I
with
don't
you on
know.
that
I'm
though.
just telling you what I think.
And
And
I do hear the sympathy factor, and we will get to that. Now, next question: the wife versus the girlfriend labels. Does it matter that Cardi left her husband first before dating again, while Clarissa started dating someone still technically married? Is the title of wife versus girlfriend shaping the judgment? Uh, would you judge differently if the divorce papers were signed already?
On both parties or just one of them?
On both parties, yeah, yeah.
I'm not even trying. Okay, so for me, I'm not even trying to judge these people. I just know what the truth is and what perceives to be right, you know? And I don't like how today's modern time is shaping and saying, hey, this is cool or it's right to be married and still have you a girlfriend or boyfriend or even get pregnant by somebody else when clearly is the wrong way to go. The Bible tells me so.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to judge them, but I don't think it's I don't think it's good to be dealing with someone else and haven't signed the divorce papers. My personal opinion, and I think people need to know that that's not right.
Do you think, and I agree with that, I don't think it's right, but do you think that women typically get a pass when they're the ones that got cheated on?
I think they're more.
As far as the infidelity, because no matter what, you're committing adultery, right? If I'm saying, because we started off and I was asking you about the binding contract, and so you said that you felt like that was binding, and what about the adultery? Do you see what I'm saying? So both sides are committing pure D adultery.
Mm-hmm.
You say because nothing is finalized.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the law of the land. And what do you think about that? Do you think that women get a pass for committing adultery?
I
You
do.
know?
I
Yeah.
think you talking about like the woman that's committing, and I think in
When-
Carter
when-
case
Yeah.
because the man
When-
cheated.
the woman who got cheated on.
Yes, because and I'm not saying it's right, but I do think because we're emotional creatures, we're going to sympathize with you. We're going to so when your husband done you wrong and in such a public light like hers have. When she does what she's doing, we're gonna probably be like, he kind of caused it. I mean, and that's kind of Bible too. The man kind of left her. He left her to be what she's doing and what she's, he's straight to do what all he wanted to do, and this is that, and kind of left her
I know
uncovered.
exactly what verse you're talking about. So I think that fans give more grace when they feel that someone has been wronged. And I'm one of those type of people. I'm not a fan of anybody but Jesus Christ. But I'm one of those type of people. I do like Cardi's personality on TV. I don't know Cardi in real life, but I do like her personality on TV. And I was sympathetic to that, especially after I watched the Offset interview with Joe Budden, and he, you know what I'm saying, it said what he said. And I just thought that was a wonderful example of manning up after what could be thought of as a massive screw up with your family. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, at the end of the day, he still got, I think, 3 kids. He said something about 3-1. Now, I wanted to ask you that question. Let me find it real quick. Give me just a second, because it's not in our regular question list that we have for this topic. Brother Offset said, allegedly, Brother Offset said from wife to baby mama, left her cheating husband to go be a baby mama to a cheating man. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Now, what did you think about that? And do you think that Brother Offset is trying to just cope with this situation?
I definitely think he's trying to cope, but I don't see what a lie was said. I mean, he's telling the truth. Cardi left her. I listened to Cardi, some of the songs. Haven't listened to the whole album incomplete, but I have heard quite a few of her songs on the new album. She's pouring out. You can definitely tell she's been hurt. From the interviews, she's been hurt. So she operated out of emotion of being hurt, dealing with the young guy, the Diggs person. Now, acting out on that, you have got yourself in a situation of being pregnant. I do feel like, you left your husband for cheating for a man who's not, I just don't see, and I'm not wishing, harm or bad upon her. I just don't see this being a situation that she's going to be willing to stay in. If you left your husband for cheating and this boy already they said, I saw a video in the media on social media saying that he was just taking a baby out to the car from a hospital on in May that was born that supposed to be his. There's another girl suing him for paternity now, and then she's supposed to be pregnant. I don't see Cardi really wanting to deal with this type of behavior, just listening to her music, watching, being a fan of who she has been from her love and hip hop days to now. I just don't see her dealing with that. So no, I don't think he lied. I think Offset told the truth.
Now, hold on. I apologize. That was a statement from a fan. This is the official alleged statement that Offset made on IG, and I apologize for that. Diz got Cardi pregnant before we even finalized the divorce. That's pure disrespect. She should have waited at least a year. Man out here trying to play stepdaddy, but forgetting who ran this house first. It's still 3-1 though. He'd have to make more babies just to catch my record. And they say Stefon Diggs didn't waste time clapping back. Allegedly, brother Stefon Diggs said, bruh, I don't keep score with kids like they championship rings. You worried about records while I'm over here giving Cardi peace, love, and stability. Something money can't buy. Maybe that's why she switched teams. These are allegedly what Stefon Diggs said on IG, back to what allegedly brother Offset said on IG. Did you have any thoughts on that?
It just sounds like a lot of mess, games, and nonsense to me.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Now, for them, Cardi kind of said that she gonna get lick for lick and all this other stuff between her and Offset. Whatever the nature of their marriage, I definitely think she's operating or made some decisions out of hurt. I think she was really faithful and loyal to her husband until she had enough. I do. I don't think she's cheated or anything until she was done and had enough. And when she had enough, she let us know she had enough and told everybody what she was about to do. I think one thing we loved about Cardi is that she's very authentic in the person she is. So, I don't know much about the Diz except he comes off as a womanizer. He has a lot of different women. But I will say this. Out of all the women I have heard that he's been like he move and whether their wives are not dealing with or whatever, Cardi is one that I think he has put the most effort in to keep or to have or to build something with.
She Cardi.
Because she's Cardi.
She's Cardi B. And her album is really good from what you told me. I didn't get to listen to it just yet. It just dropped like 3 hours ago.
She does have a lot of features. She has like Summer Walker on there. She has Lizzo. She has Janet.
I don't know how she got the Janet feature, and they say the song is great, and they can't even hear Janet, but Janet on there.
But it's one of Janet's beats and stuff, and she's in the background. I think she actually have 2 of Janet's songs as far as like
the beats?
Sampling, the beats. It's just one of them has Janet vocals a little bit. But
Janet approved it.
Janet approved both.
Yeah, Janet approved it. So
Cardi, she didn't disappoint to me.
Yeah. Back to the podcast and the topic at hand. I think that when Claressa did that one little post, all men don't cheat, my man don't cheat. Do y'all think that came off too bold? I definitely think that did come off bold and made people drag her even more. Versus Cardi did a whole rollout with Gayle. Gayle King, the man. She did a whole rollout with Gayle where she revealed her situation in the most classiest manner with Gayle, who's obviously a fan and very soft on her. You seen the interview? We watched the interview together, okay? And just bringing up the interview, what did you think about the soft rollout and the comment about boyfriends? All my boyfriend, taking the heat of husband off of it. Like I'm not doing nothing against my husband. That was my boyfriend, basically.
I think Cardi B PR team is genius.
They're geniuses.
I think that they soften it by using the term. And I mean, you have to kind of give her strength with the situation. We're talking about a person who has plenty of money. She could have took the easy way out, like a lot of women in her position would have done. Which I hate to bring it up, but she could have got an abortion. She could have been like done with the situation and played, what I'm saying, kept her image and not done a lot. She could have went a lot of different ways, but she
True.
said no because of who she is. I'm a mother. I don't believe, I'm not saying she said that, but her actions are saying that to me.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. I'm going to be a mother. I'm going to be there for my kids. And this is what the situation is. So I give her kudos for the confidence and the braveness to be able to come out and say, I'm not hiding my pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to announce it on my own time and not y'all, and she had a lot going on. She was in court, being sued, this and that. So I give her kudos on that. But it still kind of goes back to, and don't get me wrong, I like Claressa and I like Cardi B. It's just Claressa, again, I think people were able to accept more of Cardi than Claressa because we didn't know who you were. And when we found out who you were, you came out very arrogant. You're coming out very bold and you're coming out very disrespectful, to me. To me.
Yeah.
Now, Cardi actions may be disrespectful to her husband, but Claressa words and actions is disrespectful to the wife. Like you're saying, like my man don't cheat, but he's still married. What do you call what he's doing with you? Because it's not.
Well, in this case, honestly, the person that we're talking about is the married person. Claressa isn't. The person who was married in that situation, both of those people had ugly fallouts with one another. On the other hand, Cardi and Brother Offset seem to be handling this with more grace. I know it's messy and crazy, but it seems like there's some grace in there and some respect for one another in there. And I said all that to say, Claressa can feel how she feels, is entitled to feel how she feels because she's never been married. She's not the married person in this. She's the corporate. You see what I'm saying? She's almost the one to blame to me because she's not committing adultery. She's committing infidelity. She's committing fornication, I guess. But she can't commit adultery if she's not the one married, you see? And so the person that's committing adultery got a beautiful Michael Jordan rollout. Like you just said, the PR team, they seemed genius with just the few words that they maybe had helped her with, boyfriend opposed to husband. You see, and it was smooth.
I have a question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you don't think that a person, whether they're single or not, if they're sleeping with a married person, is not committing adultery? So even if I'm single,
I think it's an adulterous act. I don't think it's adultery. I think it's fornication.
Okay.
If I bust down a married woman, I'm not married. I bust down a married woman. I'd committed an adulterous act, but I think by definition, I just fornicated. Now she committed adultery because she's married.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not married. I just bust her down. Okay, which I'm wrong. I shouldn't be sleeping with married women. I don't believe in that. I don't think women should be sleeping with married men. I don't believe in that. It's just, it feel weird. Well, I had several opportunities to, and I didn't. And I think it would feel weird to do that. It's just, I don't even want to be flirting with you and you married. I don't want to be text messaging you and you married.
What's going on in modern day time, you got this thing called tapping out or being done, or for example, you have women, you'd have heard the saying, when the husband, like the woman who nagged and this and that, and when he has tapped out of the marriage, he is done, it's basically over with. They're just there physically, mentally they have left, and it's the same vice versa for a woman. And I think in both of these situations that has happened. True enough. But what I am saying is, and the whole point of me wanting to kind of converse about this topic is that I want to just make sure the truth is known. And if you're a Christian, and the truth is, the Bible says there is a way that seems right that leads to death and destruction. He mentioned it twice in Proverbs. 14 and 16. 14, 12 and 1625. He mentioned it twice. And there's a reason for that. Because these ways, just because you tapped out doesn't mean that you're done. If you have not completed and closed that chapter fully, I still feel like you're in wrong. You're in sin. That's just me and my beliefs. If me and my husband, I do not want to continue, get pregnant, be out public, nothing until it's a signed, closed deal. And that's all I'm trying to say as far as the truth. Now, with these two people, I think it's all about one is more popular than the other one. One has more grace.
More
one,
sympathetic.
We're more sympathetic because it's Cardi.
It's Cardi.
We ain't known Cardi to do no cheating. We've been hearing for the last 7 years about all the women this man cheat. He did the most to get her back just to go back to cheat again. But I will say this, like I just feel like I'm always gonna root for the marriage. I just feel like why leave one with Cardi's situation? Why leave one man, your husband that's cheating? Let's not forget that he lost a loved one and he's acting out and this and that. You're gonna go through hard times. I mean, that's why vows are real. And you should just, I feel like, Cardi, and I am a fan, but I feel like you should have just stuck it out with your husband if you're gonna get with somebody like Diggs who allegedly have all these other children that's going to be the same age as your child. That's all. But with Papoose situation, his wife cheated, and other times men can't get over that. So I don't understand why that ain't a closed deal when he's already prancing around and talking about how great of a blessing Claressa is to him. Why have we not signed papers? But
I was just about to get to that, and the question I wanted to ask is: Offset cheated a lot, but Diggs has his own Playboy rumors and even a paternity lawsuit. Did Cardi really upgrade or just choose a different version of the same man?
so I will say this, as far as whether she upgraded or not, what I will say, Offset ain't get no other babies. We ain't heard about no outside children or nothing like that with Offset. Around the ages or the same time that Cardi was pregnant with their children. As far as choosing the same man, this is why it's important to take time to heal, to take time to yourself when you get out of serious relationships. I can only imagine. I pray that I do not experience. I can imagine that it's only more intense when it's leaving a marriage. I think you're going to probably need more time to heal and get to know when you're leaving a marriage because you were one, not only one in the land of the living as far as physically, but we're talking about one spiritually. Like it was a lot. So I would think there would be a lot that goes on with that you need to take time and get to know you and honestly get a relationship with the Lord to heal with all of that. But I do know, whether you a believer or not, I can speak from experience. If you don't take that time, you will find yourself choosing the same man, and you'll think all this, and it allows opportunity for other stuff to happen or come in. So I definitely think you need to take time, take responsibility. I'm not saying Cardi, I'm not saying, hey, you're the fault that he cheated. He definitely was wrong for cheating. He was definitely wrong for his decisions, but definitely take some time to say, what can I have done better? Yeah. Take some time to say, what if I do this? What if I heal here? Or what if I do this moving on? I think that's important when it comes to relationships, and then definitely when it comes to marriages.
Well, are you saying take more time between the marriage and the new situation? That's what
Absolutely.
Was that what you was getting
I think, whether it's a marriage or a breakup with a relationship, I think you definitely need to take time so you're not choosing the same person because.
But for us, the people on the outside looking in, specifically with Cardi, she could have took some time. She could have took a whole year that we didn't really see what was going on because I think the last time we really seen them like that was the pictures that when Offset was at the little hospital, whatever, they had the baby, and then it was
we heard about the counseling.
Then it was some went on. Then it was the Christmas pictures. Then they did those separately, and then Offset, you know what I'm saying, and Diggs came in. So she could have took some time. I do want to try to be as objective as I can. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
cute.
Yeah.
But her actions don't say that she took time.
Her actions don't say
Her
that.
actions says, I was hurt. My husband hurt me. I was going to act out because I was tired of sitting back not doing nothing. And she acted out of hurt. And now she's pregnant by a guy that's could I would consider less than Offset if I had to put it out there. Offset to have children on you. This man he's known. I mean, like during the time that we heard about y'all dating in this time frame. Then I see a Claressa, did it little lady posted up with him with a hat or chain or something. Then there was another girl and this, like, so I just, again, I don't know. I'm on the outside looking in, but I wouldn't shoot. I would have wanted her to take more time for herself, for her kids, and just do more of her. I think a lot of these actions and what's going on with her, it was from her reaction to her.
I like Brother Diggs, and I don't, I want to be an advocate for men, period. And I mean, she is Cardi B. She's beautiful. And Brother Dig, if I inbox Cardi B, and because I got better information than the regular person because I'm a celebrity as well, and so I got kind of celebrity information. I got you know what I mean, the celebrity grapevine, right? So I know that they broke up, and if I inbox Cardi and she hit me back, then man, you don't know how he might feel about Sister Cardi. She was popping before he was popping. You see what I'm saying? In the league, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that I'm right on that. And so, she is a wonderful lady. She's the biggest. I mean, besides Nikki, my bad, Nikki. No, Nikki, we don't want no beef. And she is the second biggest female rapper ever all time. Look like it's shaping up, you know what I'm saying? It look like she will pass Lauryn Hill because this second sophomore album is gonna be a hit. It sounded great earlier today. And so I mean, I'm not I can you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just think he's a womanizer. I
Yeah.
didn't like his response to her letting what they mentioned or something, the clip I saw.
And I know that Offset is a good man. You
I
can't.
think-
I understand that his brother got that happened, and that can cause some trauma. And men got dogs in them, and I ain't making no excuse for him not leashing, putting a leash on the dog in him and things of this nature. But I like Brother Offset, and I feel like that both of these folks are young, and so you just. I do feel like you might have traded one dog for an even bigger dog.
And we see
You
that a
feel me?
lot. We see that a lot when women divorce a man for cheating and stuff, and they 9 out of 10 get with a man that's doing the same thing that the husband was doing. And as a person on the outside that's looking into marriage and studying marriages, it's like, I think I'm just going to stick with my husband. If I got to leave and deal with this, you know what I'm saying, or worse, because I've seen it where. I can probably count on one hand the success of the second or third marriage.
Yeah.
That the
It
guy
looked
was
like
so
greener grass, but it was actually dirt.
yeah, that it was better than the first marriage. That's all. And I just think I'm an advocate for staying with your husband, work it out. Again, like you said, these folks were young. He lost his brother was killed at the time that he wasn't even speaking with his family member. You know what I'm saying? So they couldn't even come together. And we all have heard and know that men react to things differently. You know what I'm saying? So again, I would say any woman, when you're leaving a relationship, a marriage, you need to take time and evaluate self. Not to say that you're the reason for the actions of that man, but just see what you can do better. Because I don't know, but just listening to some of the stuff she said and everything, I think she could have probably been a better support during that time that he was still hurting and healing. Or maybe she couldn't. I don't know, but just know what you could do better as a person moving forward and take time to heal. I don't think she's taking that time, honestly, from her actions.
Now, I have 2 more thoughts with 2 more questions. Now, you mentioned earlier the sympathy for Cardi and her fan base. And I wanted to bring up the fact that she has a fan base outside of Offset, nothing to do with Offset, independent of Offset. And that's a huge fan base that she has. Support system as well. Okay? She has a whole, I don't know what they call them, but it's something like whatever, like Beyonce got the Beehive, like Cardi got a bunch of fans. And so we're going to see her different. Now, with that being said, Remy Ma has a lot of fans as well. She's no shade to Remy. She's an aging, beautiful female rapper, and was at one point was at the top of lyricism. She's a lyricist, you know what I'm saying? She's got bars. And
Or her husband did.
okay, that's fine. But I'm not here to bash. And so, with that being said, do you think that Claressa got some of the backlash that she got because of the fan base and support that Remy has always had?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're talking about Papoose and Remy for our age when we were kids. That's always been known as a celebrity black love couple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They rolled through a lot. Prison
did.
Yes, everything. So
crazy.
yes, her fan, like I have looked at comments and you'll see what people like I'm with you. So you do a lot of watching of the battle rapping and all the other little stuff that people that's not probably as popular. So I got to hear about her actions and how she was moving before they even spoke on this, when she was out with the little dude that rap or whatever. We was watching it didn't look right and stuff. Then it came out that he punched and Papoose didn't speak on it. So we know that what Papoose said, I think from what we was able to see in the evidence, was that she cheated. Where her fan base is hitting people like he was really broke and she ain't do nothing. She went messing with dude until he came out. Like, I have seen the comments and it's like, no. So yes, Claressa's definitely getting a lot of backlash from Remy Ma fans alone, because they're diehard Remy fans. They're like, no, Remy didn't cheat until he started wanting to be seen, because Remy is the one who brought it,
I had to bring up that dynamic because I thought, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just thought that there was like, she might be, because you mentioned earlier that she's the least popular person of the 5 people that we're talking about.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Offset, Brother Diggs, Sister Cardi, Sister Remy, and Brother Papoose.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So she would be the least popular person out of all those people, which doesn't mean anything. She could have the best spirit, but I'm saying that we'll have the least amount of fan base and support. Mm-hmm. Now, Cardi B and Remy Ma support system. Remy Ma's support system was so huge, that Joe Budden wouldn't speak on this. The biggest outlet, you know what I mean, from the niggas that up north, wouldn't even speak on this situation because he got so much love for the people involved, right? You see, and so Claressa was gonna get some backlash because they was kind of, and me too, definitely. I was giving Remy a pass in the beginning. But then it's like, hey, y'all can sign the papers now.
Yeah, I think Remy is intentionally not signing the papers, and she tried to put it on Papoose, and he threw the ball back in her court, and he just doing his own thing.
What he's supposed to do?
I think Claressa,
she's my beautiful young superstar, rising star. I mean, what did you want me to do?
I think Claressa is not used to this new fame that she's receiving. I'm sorry. I don't think she's used to it. I don't think she's used to the popularity. And she's in a space that she should be seen, not heard. Let us admire your glow up. Let us admire and know who you are and your accomplishment. But she got so much to say, so much mouth, and it make you look at her differently.
Now, you my wife, and you done heard that before, and you said they ain't gonna dim my light.
Yeah,
talking about seen, not heard. Mm-hmm. But now you saying a whole nother.
It's a time and a place for everything. I can be
on that level.
Yeah, it's a time and place. Up. Yeah, I don't want my light to be dimmed. I definitely want to be heard, but there's a time and a place, and there's a place where I have to be quiet and be just beautiful and allow my husband to speak for me or to lead and guide me. Unfortunately,
I had to bring that up because there's levels of understanding.
No, I'm just saying, but in her case, this is somebody else's husband. He can't really cover you because he's still, it's an ugly situation. So, I just think she's in a place, she should be seen and not heard in this spot, in this time right now, but she's not doing that. When it comes to Cardi, and let me just tell you, like, when Cardi came on the scene on Love and Hip Hop, I was not a fan. I thought her voice got on my nerves. I was like, oh my gosh, who is this? And then as you keep watching, you see she's been her authentic self since day one. You can't do nothing but love somebody who's going to be the real person they are. They're not going to shy away from it, and she hasn't. And I honestly, I don't know. Again, I'm on the outside looking in, and I think one of her songs, she kind of says she done some stuff too, but I don't even believe it. Like because on the outside looking in, she really loved Offset. She didn't do no cheating. She was just wanting to do this family thing. She accepted his other kids. She was really trying. Every time he cheated, she took him back. She, you know what I'm saying? You could tell she would be in her emotions. She'll go live and tell us what's going on. Like I think a lot of people, and then you're talking about Joe Budden, they're from up there. Joe Budden was on the show, I think, at one time, or I know he was on Love and Hip Hop. I don't know if it was at the same time, but there's a lot of love for Cardi because of just who she is. So if it was me, like listening to some of the songs, my heart went to her. I was like, oh my gosh, Cardi was really hurt. Cardi is hurt. Offset has hurt this woman. And knowing that, it made me even more sympathize with her. Like, man, yeah, she was mad and she wanted her to get back. And dang, she done got pregnant. You know, it just, yeah, it makes you want to, Cardi fan base, her authenticity, just who she is. It just makes you want to give her more grace.
Yeah, want to root for her. And the other young lady is just, you know what I'm saying, stepping into some of this fame. Cardi that had it for at least 7 years now since the freshman
If not
album,
longer.
which was huge. You see what I'm saying? Or longer because of the, you know what I'm saying,
Show
the TV run.
and
And I
Underground.
get it. So she's at least 10 to 15 years deep into media and being a social personality, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Being a superstar.
And she's
And
like
so-
that when you meet her. I met her before. Like she's so down to earth and just good people. You know, Claressa don't seem like that type of person. I'm sorry.
Claressa does seem down to earth to me, but I haven't met either of them, and you have. But I'm just saying I haven't met Claressa, and she do seem down to earth from afar on TV and stuff. And it even make you seem more down to earth when some comment from just a Joe Blow say something, and it's, you know what I'm saying, Claressa go off on anybody.
She be going off. She be going off on folks who
So
ain't there. It's like she'll just come out
that
with a
do seem
post.
like a normal
Y'all
person.
mad at me? This and that. It's like, who was you talking about? Who said something about you, Claressa? Who was they? What is you talking about? Like she just be coming for no reason sometimes. That's why I said she be throwing shade at his wife.
I think you care about both of these topics because I think that you genuinely like both of the ladies.
I do.
You know what I'm saying?
I
We're talking
do.
about, and I think you be more hard on Rissa because you didn't like that. You didn't like that she's single and she fell for that. You know what I'm saying? But he's good.
Papoose
Good,
look like-
good guy. You know, super duper supportive guy. You know what I'm saying? Know how to move. Really smart, bright guy. Come on, I mean, my God.
I just don't want her to be hurt at the end.
Yeah.
And when you're playing with other people's spouses, touching in a covenant of the Lord, doing stuff like that, it's just a dangerous game. And I just don't want. I would hate because she's talking about a baby and this and that. I would hate for her to be hurt and this man to forgive his wife or don't. He's not in it as much as she is. Although he's starting to speak more on it and stuff, but then that's another topic. We can speak on that later. When it comes to Cardi, it's like, Cardi, you're still hurt. You got yourself in this situation and you're announcing that you're in this relationship with him because who doesn't want to be with a baby daddy? But I don't see if you left Offset for less than what this man's actions is showing that he is. I don't see that happening. And it's like, man, I wish you would just stay with your husband. I'm just, so it's gonna be a journey to watch these relationships play out, and I wish both of them well, but it will kind of probably touch me or hurt me to see if it goes less than well.
Yeah.
Because I can see it.
I ain't mad at that. Now, the bigger picture. These two stories teach us about how society views women's choices as well. When it's okay to move on and when it's not okay to move on. I want to ask you, shouldn't it be okay for both women to move on? I'm an advocate for women, and you know I'm soft on women. Should it be okay for them to both move on and not be judged? Because God can have mercy on whom he pleases at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not judging.
No, I wasn't saying you was judged. I ain't mean it like that
just
at
in
all,
front of
babe.
people at all.
Yeah. I said how society chooses who can move on and who can't move on. You see, that's what I just said, babe.
I think people should be able to just be who they are. I don't know what Claressa is moving on from. It looks more moving into.
When we got married, some person said that we was doing too much and moving too fast.
Uh-huh.
People didn't deal with us no more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes it ain't okay for society looking in on your situation. It ain't okay that you moved on. And I think that it should be okay, whatever decision I make, if I feel good about what me and God got going on, if I got a relationship with
Yes,
God.
yes.
First, you see what I'm saying?
I agree.
If I feel good about what I got going on with God, then only God can judge me. Tupac said that. And who are you to judge
but
me?
I don't think Claressa's moving on to something. I think she's moving to something. I think Papoose is moving on.
Yeah. No. Claressa ain't moving on. No. Yeah, no. Claressa ain't moving on. Yeah.
And Cardi definitely has the right to move on.
That's a good point.
I just don't think. Again, I don't think you should operate out of hurt. Take time to heal. That's all.
I agree with
But
that.
you definitely have the right to move on, move how you want to move with who you want to move with, do what you want to do, what make you happy. I personally do not want to do anything at this point in my life, whether it's making me happy or not. If it means I have to sacrifice and hold on to something so I can try to be and stand right with the Lord, that's where I am at. But most people are not there because we're in a society again where things look right and people are going to move with that. So it looks good to be able to have a husband, a boyfriend, a baby, a side chick, moving with her and a wife. Like, it looks good. So, do whatever makes you happy.
I'm with you. I think you already kind of got to your closing, but do you have anything else in closing before I close us out?
I would say overall, if you take anything from this, take time when leaving a relationship and especially a marriage to take time for yourself, do some accountability, and heal.
Okay. I feel like in my closing, when you step back from all of this noise, both of these women, Cardi B and Claressa Shields, are simply trying to be happy. And who are we to say they shouldn't be? But the real question is, at what cost? We celebrate moving on, but do we forget that vows still mean something in the soul? Even if people don't give you credit for it. In God's sight, is infidelity okay just because you've already made up your mind it's over? Is the marriage contract only legal on earth or binding in heaven too? These aren't just Cardi and Claressa questions. They're our questions. They're all human questions because people get married and people get divorced and people fall into the divorce zone, meaning I'm not divorced, but I'm not with my person. Paperwork hasn't been signed, you see? And so that is a gray area in a marriage right there because you're technically still married and these things do mean something. And that's what I got in closing. And that's major.
That's major.